Hi, this is an evaluation of the order trading system activity for January the 25th, 2022. We had 10 trades on that day, all 10 were buys. Okay, first trade is JCL, and I'll be looking at it through Google Finance as my application is not showing the chart properly now, or today. I'm doing some work on it and not working properly. Okay, and JCL, that can't be the right JCL because that's JCL. Maybe that's JCI. That's correct. Okay. Okay, so that's Johnson Controls International, tripped at 12:25:07 p.m. at a price of 72.05. It was a buy. It closed the day at 72.99. It was down 1.08%, down 0.80% early morning, pre-market here. So positive results, and we will check the indicators for that. Okay. Not much, a little bit of volume movement in the afternoon. It went up quite a bit. MACD came up, stabilized, dropped in the afternoon. DI came up, and you can see dropped in the afternoon. And Bollinger Band came up sideways, and at least it was stable. Like the price was stable, which is a good thing. So it technically, from Bollinger Band, shows that the stock was moving positive, though. Next trade is CAT. Take a look at what CAT. I wonder if that's Caterpillar. I think it is Caterpillar. 214, 212, yes. Okay, that's Caterpillar Incorporated, tripped at 12:30:20 p.m. at a price of 212.12. It was a buy. Closed today at 214.31, down 0.00093, down 0.020 pre-market. So stock is moving down, but still it's a positive as it closed above its trading point, even though it was down from previous. And we'll check the indicators to see what they say. Volume not too bad, came up, stabilized in the afternoon. MACD came up, stabilized, dropped a little bit near the end of the day. DI came up, dropped at the end of the day. Bollinger Band came up, dropped a little bit in the day. Technically, stock was moving positive somewhat, but did close negative. Next trade is HIVE. Excuse me again. HIVE. 186, 234, high blockchain. Probably it's this one. Yeah, NASDAQ. That seems more reasonable. Trading on both markets, roughly same price. So it tripped at 1:35:31 p.m. at a price of 186. It was a buy. Closed the day at 185. So let's see here. 135. Yeah, you can see it had a big rise here in the afternoon up to 189 and maintained it practically the whole day. So we're talking practically from 135 to 430. It pretty much maintained that activity above the tripping point. So the stock was positive, just happened to be it came down towards the tripping price at the end of the day. Check the indicators. The volume came up. You see late afternoon it started dropping off. MACD, same thing, started to dwindle off late afternoon. DI, same thing, doing a lot late on. Bollinger Band doing a lot. So stock did start the day positive, but you can see late afternoon it started moving negative. 1335, 135. Next trade is MS. MS. 98.26, 99.99. I'm assuming it's Morgan Stanley. Okay, it tripped at 1:38:26 p.m. at a price of 98.26. It was a buy. Closed the day at 99.04, so that's another positive. That's another positive. We'll check this one. This one was up 0.98% and up 0.96% this morning, so the stock is doing good. Volume looks good, consistently moving up for the whole point of review. MACD came up sideways. It came down a little bit in late afternoon. DI was up pretty much the whole day. You see it came down a little bit. Bollinger Band came up, moved sideways. So the stock technically was moving positive. Bollinger Band was a bit of a sideways movement at the end of the day, even though the other indicators showed somewhat of a negative movement. 1338, 138. Next trade is DELL. I'm going to assume that is Dell. DELL. Okay, 55.44, 55.44. London, we don't monitor London. I assume it's going to be Nasdaq or New York Stock Exchange. Okay, so that's Dell Technologies, tripped at 139.34 at a price PM at a price of 55.44. It closed today at 55.44, up 0.36% and up 0.020%. So it's still doing okay. Okay, 139. You can see it actually came up. Came up pretty much the whole day here. Came up, 55, 65, and it came down pretty much again like the other stock. The stock happened to close near its tripping price, but it was up from that point before that at the tripping point till the end of the day. It was moving positive, so that's another positive stock. And we'll take a look at the indicators for it. 139 Dell, 139, yes, okay, so you can see the volume shows that it came up a bit in the afternoon during its tripping period and dwindled off. MACD came up, the average was up, and averages came down in the day. DI index, directional index, is showing that it came up in the afternoon, and then at the end of the day it came down a bit. Bollinger Band, same thing, came up, down a bit. So stock was moving pretty much positive for the whole day, but end of the day it started moving negative. Next trade is HIMX. Only one stock with that name. Okay, so that's HIMAX Technologies. Tripped at 1:40:16 p.m. at a price of 10.34. It closed the day at 10.40, so that's up from its previous. It's up from its tripping price, but down 4.76%, down 0.52%. So stock technically wasn't doing okay, but at least during day activity after it opened, it maintained it and moved up during the day. So that's good. So that stock, 140. So volume looks okay, MACD looks okay, a little bit of drop off at the end of the day, DI looks okay, drop off at the end of the day, Bollinger Band drop off fairly heavily, so it actually, this drop actually was fairly heavy. So the stock for a good portion of the afternoon was positive, but at the end of the day moving negative. Next trade is Csco. Csco. 56.28. One is this one. Looks like it's Csco Systems. Tripped at 1:50:02 p.m. at a price of 56.28. Okay, it closed the day 56.11, down 1.39%, down 0.79% early morning. So let's just see. So that was 150. It tripped at. Okay, so it tripped right around here, and then it came up 56.37, 56.50, 56.28. So it pretty much. So practically near the end of the day. So we're showing roughly around 340.49 from 150 to 349. We're talking over an hour where the stock was positive. So I'm going to say that's a positive. And we'll have a look-see at the indicators. Volume, not too bad, came up, and we see that drop at the end of the day. MACD came up, doing drop in the day. DI came up, and you see a drop in the day. Volume came in. Again, another stock that ended the day moving positive and then closed negative. Next trade is Msft, and we know that is Microsoft. Msft. Okay, so that's Microsoft, tripped at 1:50:04 p.m. at a price of $291.73. It closed the day at 288.49, down 2.66% and down 7.88% early morning. That's not good when they got the morning activity down that much. Okay, so we've got to check to see here, 150. Okay, this one also again came up. 293, 294, 291.73. Okay, so we can see roughly around 330 the stock dropped down below its stripping price. So we're talking from 150 to 330, so we're talking over an hour and a half of where it was positive. So that's another positive result. As you can see, this is another day where there seems to be a common scenario, I guess, for the activity of the stock. It looks like it was moving. It looks like the stock itself, at least the stock that tripped on my system, we're moving positive for a good portion of the day, and just for whatever reason, end of the day, they dropped. So it looks like yesterday the markets were moving positive, but for whatever reason, probably near the close or end of day period, things started to move negative, and so we're seeing stock activity that's showing that same kind of action. Next trade is GT. GT, Goodyear tire, probably 2136. Yep, it's probably Goodyear. So that's Goodyear, tripped at 2 p.m. at a price of 21.36. It closed the day at 21.31, down 3.31% and down 0.73% early morning here. So let's see, tripped at 2 p.m. Okay. So again, we see another one here where it did jump up. Yeah, it just dropped here at the end of the day. So from roughly 2 p.m. till near the end of the day, so we're talking almost 2 hours here, where it was positive. It just happened to be the end of the day. The stock dropped, and the result was obviously it moving down below its tripping price. We'll check to see the indicators. Volume looks okay, and then the day where that negative activity was occurring, MACD came up, stabilized, and ended the day down. DI up, down, volume ran up, down. So again, the stock also is exhibiting that same kind of action. Next trade is NEE. $75. It looks like it's this Next Era Energy. So Next Era Energy, it tripped at 3:50:10 p.m. at a price of $75.17. Closed the day at $75.10, down 8.33% and down 6.82%. It's kind of strange like how my system caught this when it was down so much from previous close. And this one, stock-wise, does not look good. My guess is we caught it. Caught it right at the end of the day. Caught it right at the end of the day. There's nothing here that's showing. It just this little snappy jump here where it caught it, but there's just no activity to warrant any positive activity on that one, but we can see what the indicators are showing to see how it actually picked that up. Okay. It's just strange because volume was pretty much down for the day. Oh, wait a minute. I said that we had this stock is a short sell. So it's not 10 buys, it's 9 buys. They say this stock looks like it's moving negative. It is moving negative. My system picked it up as moving negative. So let's go back. Okay, so it tripped at 75.17 and we got it at 75.10. So that is actually positive. Okay, so that's better. Okay, and this looks more appropriate for negative moving stock that tripped negative. So volume's down for the day, MACD down for the day, DI down for the day, Bollinger Band down for the day. I don't usually, well, 350 is about the latest that I'll accept a stock for review because it's so late in the day that it's really hard to make any concrete confirmation or evaluation of the stock of that. But this one did trip, right at that point in time, so I'll consider it. And you can see the stock itself. This stock was moving negative. Everything shows moving negative, so that stock was definitely moving negative. Okay, that's even better. So that's 100% for all stocks. The ones that are positive, and that one negative we caught right at the end of the day was moving negative and finished negative. So we're good. 100% activity. 100% results, I should say. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you.